Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you love anime, heartfelt reactions, and deep dives into symbolism and themes, then you're in the right place. Before we jump into today's reaction, don't forget to hit that like button to show some love, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a moment of fun. And if you want even more exclusive content like early access to my reactions, full-length anime watch-alongs, and an amazing community of fellow anime lovers, then please do check out my Patreon. Your support truly means the world as it helps to keep these reactions coming, and you can find a link in the description box below. And I'd love to have you join our cozy little anime family. Today, we are reacting to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 6 of series 1. And it was getting really good in the last episode. We found out that Scar's from Ishvale, so we kind of got a little bit more context as to why he's so angry at State Alchemists, why he is gunning to get rid of them because of what they have done in his home country, because of the atrocities that have occurred. I really cannot wait to know more and to sort of see how maybe the other state alchemists feel about what happened. We kind of got a glimpse of it from Isaac, because Isaac was a former state alchemist that then turned against the government and Führer Bradley because of what happened in Ishvale. And there was also another person in episode 1. I cannot remember his name because he was only shown very briefly in episode 1, and then he's cropped up again, but we still don't know much about him. But he was in prison, and Isaac was trying to get him to fight alongside with him. And he was like, our priorities don't align. Like, I kill because I enjoy killing, and you're killing for like a righteous reason, something along those lines. But it also seems like he's turned against the government for whatever reason. Probably doesn't align with Isaac, but we're starting to see that what happened in Israel is threaded throughout the narrative and is reoccurring and cropping up, which is really exciting. And last episode was just so it was just a little brother dynamic between Al and Ed, and Al saying to Ed, like, we can't help people if you die, if you sacrifice your life needlessly. But for Ed, he's not sacrificing his life needlessly because that's his baby brother and he would do anything for him. And it's just so sweet. I think as an older sister myself, I can relate quite strongly to depictions of siblings because I also would do anything for my younger brothers, even if it meant laying down my life. And I can just relate to it so strongly as the older sibling, like that burden of responsibility that you feel for your younger sibling, that willingness to do anything for them, but also that guilt if something happens to them that you could have prevented or that you didn't foresee happening. Without further ado, we're going to get into episode 6. He's come to see them off.
代わりに俺が見送りだ。
それはいいんだけど、なんで少佐が
当然だろう。またスカーに襲われでも
He's
して
your
よ。
bodyguard.
その体じゃやばいだろう。少佐の行為なんだ。素直に受け取れ。
I love
遠
Armstrong.
慮無用。
子供扱いすんな。ところで、アルもちゃんと乗ってんだろうな。
無論。一人じゃ
He's being
寂しかろうと思
shipped.
ってな。
Luggage.
時間だ。
I love Al. He's so willing to go along with everything. It's so cute. He's a little bug. I love Armstrong. There's just something about him, like this big, strong, muscular man, but he's so soft and sweet at the same time.
ドクター・マルコではありませんか。セントラルのアレックス・レイ・アームストロングであります。
Uh-oh.
知り合いか？
セントラルにいたやり手の錬金術師だ。
Why did he run away,
イスラエル
though?
の内乱の後、行方不明になっていた。
It all comes back to Ishvalen.
おりょ、少佐。そんな人なら生体連戦について何か知ってるかもしれない。
What a pretty
こう
town,
いった
though.
御人をご存知ありませんかな。
Is he haunted by what happened and now he can't bring himself
こりゃ
to
マウロ先生だな
participate
この
in
町は内乱で医
the
師を徴
government's
用されて
version of
困ってたん
alchemy?
だ
I wonder if this is like his focus on medicine is his way of helping and healing people to make up for maybe the violence and atrocities that he caused potentially, because he uses his skills in alchemy to be used for medicinal purposes, but then went missing after the Ishvalan civil war. So it really does kind of seem like maybe he can't quite live with what he was made to do, that he was having to use alchemy to harm people rather than to help people, which isn't what he wants to do. And that's kind of why he's like disappeared and maybe dedicating his life to those in need. I don't know. It just kind of immediately off the bat, that seems to be where it's going. It's like he's haunted.
どんな患者も見捨てないで見てくれるからな。ありがてえよ。
パッと光ったかと思うともう治っちゃうのよ。
He's really doing some good here, though. It's just Al in the
こ
box.
んにちは
Oh,
何しに来た私を連れ戻しに来たのか
no.
落ち着いてくださいドクターもうあそこには戻りたくない勘弁してくれ
Yeah,
話を
he's
いや
really
口封じに来た
traumatized,
か
isn't he?
いやそうではなく私は騙されんぞ
No.
落ち着いてくださいと言っておるのです
Al's a weapon.
私は耐えられなかった上からの命令とはいえあんなものの研究に手を染めてしまってあれのせいで罪もない多くの人の命が
Like a biochemical weapon?
私のしたことはこの命をもってしても償いきれるもの
Because
では
that
な
would
い
fit with the ties of
Sort of.
medicine.
できる限りのことをとここで医者を
Called it.
賢者の石だ私が持ち出したのはその研究資料と石その
Not
もの
what I was
石
expecting.
があるのかここに石ってそれ液体じゃん
賢者の石にいくつもの呼び名があるように
I didn't
その
expect
形状は石
a
であるとは
philosopher's
限
stone
らない
this early into the series.
だがこれは不完全品だ
Oh, okay.
い
It's
つ
not
限
like a
界が
complete.
来て
Okay.
使用不
That
能
makes
になる
sense.
かわからん
それだけのものを作り出せるってことは研究次第では完全品も夢じゃない
あの内乱の後人間兵器であることに耐えられず資格を返上した術師が何人いたことかなのに君は
バカな真似だってことは分かってる
But he needed to do it to
それ
save
でも目
himself
的を
and
果
his
たすまで
brother.
は針のむしろだろうが座り続けなきゃいけないんだ
It was a necessary sacrifice. But yeah, it seems like a lot of state
緊
alchemists
急を犯
were
したか
traumatized by what they were forced to do, that they just
驚いた
couldn't
よ
bear to
特定
live
人
with
物の
being
魂の
weapons
錬
of the
成を成し遂
government
げると
anymore.
は君なら完全な賢者の石を作り出すことができるかもしれん
Damn.
資料を見せることはできん
体を取り戻すためでもか
ダメだあれ
Why?
は悪魔の研究だ知れば地獄を見ることになる
地獄ならとうに見た
I was about to say the same thing. After everything he's been through and seen and done, I think he's already there or been close enough that he just doesn't care as long as there's the chance to bring back his body and Al's.
地獄ならとうに見た
He's so young as well. The one thing I do love about the show is the way in which they're depicting state alchemists as dogs of the military, as weapons to be used however the military pleases. But then you have episode 4 where Ed is screaming, "We're human. We're human. I'm human." Because it's almost as if everyone's become desensitized to it. They're so used to seeing state alchemists as an extension of the government, as the arm of the government, that they don't see them as people, that they expect them to be okay with senseless violence and killing and injustice rather than people that have thoughts and feelings and the ability to express those, that they aren't just loyal to the government, that they are capable of being critical and separating themselves. Because, again, as we've seen here, there were people that genuinely couldn't live with what the government has made them do or asked them to do, that they turned in their certifications. They couldn't do it anymore. They just couldn't live with serving a government that would make them commit such atrocities. They're not ceasingly loyal as you would expect of dogs. Dogs are supposed to have blind obedience. They're supposed to not question. They're supposed to do whatever their master commands, which is why state alchemists are referred to that way. It's very symbolic. So Ed's declaration of them in episode 4 as "we're only human" really drives home that point of people are desensitized to them, that they don't see them as people, and therefore that leads into treating them as almost abnormal when they do have thoughts and feelings, like Dr. Marco, probably butchering his name. I don't think that's how you say it, but like him, like Isaac, like Ed, they're all almost seen as abnormal in how they question what is right, what is wrong, and whether the government's okay to do what they've asked them to do in Ishvalen. And Ed, I think we're going to see him maybe wrestle with this perspective a lot more going forward. This expectation of him to not be a person, but to switch off his thoughts and feelings and to just be blindly loyal to what is demanded of him. It's just going to be quite fascinating to see if maybe we see more people turn against the government, because so far this isn't painting a good image of them. This is painting them as manipulative and cruel. And I guess you could argue that it's their way of protecting their country and keeping peace. But what they did in Ishvalen was a massacre. It was horrendous, and so much so that other people that were loyal to the government turned against them, decided they couldn't live with that. So it must have been absolutely atrocious what happened. We got glimpses of it, but I'm sure there's more to it than what we've seen. But this whole idea of wrestling between loyalty to the government and to the country and loyalty to yourself and standing up for what you believe in, maybe a conflict we see occur in the show.
不完全品とはいえ石だけならば力ずくで取り上げることもできた。
ああ、喉から手が出るくらい欲しかったよ。
He's not that person though.
この町の人たちの大切な支えを奪ってまで元の体に戻りたくはないよ。
Yeah. They care about
賢者
other
の石が
people.
作れるんだって分かっただけでも収穫だ。また別の方法を探すさ。マルコーさんのことをセントラルに報告しなくてさ。
我が輩が今日会ったのはマウロというただの町医者だ。
Armstrong!
君
Is he gonna change his mind?
資料が隠してある場所だ。真実を知っても後悔しないというならこれを見なさい。君ならば真実の奥のさらなる真実に君たちが元の体に戻れる日が来るのを祈っておるよ。
He recognizes that he's a stake alchemist not for ambition, but for the sole purpose of getting his body back and to get Al's body back as well.
第一文化。
なるほど。木を隠すには森か。あそこの蔵書量は葉っぱではないからな。
Pretty smart. You wouldn't think to look at a library, would you, for hidden materials? Oh no. No! Don't hurt him.
よ
Winry!
ただいま。
まあなんだいそのなりは。いろいろあったんだよ。また頼むよ。こっちはアームストロング少佐。
Oh my god,
ミ
the
ナコロ
dog!
ックベルだよ。
He
し
has
かし
a
し
little
ばらく見ないうちに
battle
エドは小さ
paw.
くなったね。なあ、こういう場合普通大きくなったね。
He's growing in
大
reverse.
きく
He's
なってりゃそう
shrinking.
いうさ。
If she wanted to kill you, you'd be dead.
おかえり。
おお、悪い悪い。ぶっ壊れた。
ぶっ壊れたって、私が丹精込めて作った最高級オートメイルを。
いやーもう粉々のバラバラに。
って何？ アルも壊れちゃってるわけ。あんたら一体どんな生活してんのよ。
Deserved.
たく、心配
Not
ばっかか
Al! He didn't do anything. It wasn't his fault.
腕だけじゃなく足も調整が必要だね。
けて。あら、一応身長は伸びてんのね。
足はさておき、腕は一から作らにゃならんな。3日だ。
Wow.
と
Faster
りあ
than
え
what
ず
he
はスペアで
anticipated.
我慢しとくれ。
やっぱ慣れてない足は歩きにくいな。
完璧徹夜だわ。
悪いな、無理って。
一日も早くセントラルに行きたいんでしょ。だったら無理してやろう
Oh,
じゃ
look
ない
at the little blush on
特
his
急料金
face.
がっぽりもらうからね。
Let's go, Armstrong.
ああ、すまないね。
Granny's gonna have a nosebleed. She's gonna be like, oh!
姿が見えませんな。
ああ、母親の墓参りだとさ。あの子らはどんな生活をしてるのかね。手紙一つよこしゃしないんでね。
彼らは
She cares about them so much. They are family to her.
ピナコ殿にとって二人は
Yeah.
孫みたいなものですか。
As
生
good
まれた時
as.
からずっと見てきたからね。あの子らの父親とは昔からの飲み仲間だったんだが。
Oh!
やつめ、妻も子供も置いて村を出て行っちまった。
So he did just
今じゃ生
abandon
きてるのか
them.
どうかもわからん。
But why? There has to be a reason. Was it for their safety? Did he do it to protect them? Did he know something that he shouldn't have
ウ
known?
ェンディ殿のご両親は
Her parents are
死
dead.
んだよ。イシュバールの内乱で。飯はみんなで食べた方がうまい。
I
寝床
love
も患者用
her.
のベッドが空いてるから使うといい。あの兄弟もここしか泊まるところがないんだ。一人増えたって一緒だよ。
彼らの家は
Why would you go back?
あの子らには帰る家がない。エドが国家資格を取って旅立つって日
He
に
destroyed it, didn't
自
he?
分の家を焼き払っちまった。
Wasn't the same
帰る
after what
家をなくす
happened.
ことで後戻りできんようにしたんだろうよ。
帰るか。みんなが待ってる。
Gotta keep pushing forward.
母親を生き返らせようとした無垢な愛、己の命を捨てる覚悟で弟の魂を劣勢した凄まじき愛、思い出の詰まった成功を燃やして退路を断つ危機迫る決意、せめて我が抱擁を
I love Armstrong so much. I love that like he doesn't judge them. He finds the value and beauty in it. You know, it was two children trying to bring back the woman they loved most, their mum, the one that gave them life. So why wouldn't they try to give her life in return?
夜遅くまでご苦労さん。この分だともう終わっちゃう。
She's been up all
今日も
night.
徹夜よ。
な
Oh damn, she's a machine.
3日でやってくれるって言ってるんだからおとなし
She
く待って
really
な
cares about
分かっ
them.
てるけどさ。
You wouldn't do this for
セントラルに
nobody.
賢者の石の秘密があるかと思うとどうにも落ち着かなくてさ。
できたわよ。
いいかい？
おお。
1、
2の。
3。
毎度この神経つなぐ瞬間が
Yeah,
嫌
it
で
must be
よ
really uncomfortable.
賢者の石が手に入ればこの痛みともおそろばだ。
そうよ。無理して元に戻ることないわ。それにいいじゃない。オイルの匂い。うなるベアリング。身体工学に基づいて
She
設計され
finds
た
beauty in
美
it.
しくも美しいフォルム。なんて素晴らしいのかしら。オートメ
機械オタクめ。
イル。うるさい錬金術オタク。
すぐ治るのか。
ああ、ちょっとコツがいるけどね。背中の内側にあるこの印があるの魂と鎧との仲立ちになってるから、これを崩さないように。
So if it gets ruined, does that mean that Al's soul gets disconnected from the armor?
これでバッチリ。やるか、早速。
またここも静かになるね。
Look at my babies
セ
go!
ントナルでマルコさんの資料を手に入れる。
Granny's gonna be sad when they leave. They're basically family. She worries about them. And they don't write to her. They need to be better at
頭
that.
の中出して寝てるよ。しょうがないな。
私と同い年でこんなちっちゃいくせに人間兵器だなんて笑っちゃうよね。無防備に寝ちゃってさ。
二人と
The
もありがと
human
ね。
side to him.
何を改まって。
いつも本当の家族みたいに迎えてくれるばっちゃんとウィンリーには
You are
感謝して
family. I'm gonna cry. You
わ
are
かってるよ
family.
そんなことは。
Oh,
いちいち言わんでもわかってる。
ばっちゃん、
don't
ウィン
cry.
リーありがとう。
I'm Armstrong in the background, like tearing up.
世話になったな、ばっちゃん。
そうだ、坊主ども。
Right to her.
たまには飯でも食いに帰ってきな。
こんな山奥に飯だけ食いに来いってか。
Yes. She's your granny.
ある。いってらっしゃい。
She woke up especially to see them off. He loves her.
おい
He blushed earlier in the episode. He likes her. Oh, this is such a cute anime. I know it's not meant to be cute, but like it is cute and it's so wholesome and it's so real in terms of like what it means to be a person and dealing with trauma and coming to terms with pain and suffering, but also the fact that they're saying, you know, how can someone so small and so tiny be considered a human weapon? He's just a person, which is driving home the point. He is a person. He's more than just what his abilities can do or what he can perform on behalf of the government. He is a person with thoughts and feelings and is also vulnerable. I just love this show. I'm loving it so much already. It's just absolutely wonderful, and the whole message as well of dealing with trauma and finding ways to help people as a way to atone for what you've been asked to do, for the harm that your research has caused to other people, and the fact that Armstrong can recognize that and is choosing not to turn him in. He should turn him in out of loyalty to the government, but he himself is also a person with thoughts and feelings and doesn't want to turn him in because he doesn't want to make him suffer more than he already has. Likewise, when he hears about Ed and Al's story, he could have judged them for that, but he doesn't. He finds the sweetness in it. He finds the humanity in the act. Their mother gave them life. They loved her more than anything in this world. So why would they not attempt to give life back to her if they could? Their father left. They don't know where he went. They don't have a connection to him. He just upped and abandoned his wife and children. Why would they not then do everything they could to bring back the one person that has been there all their life, has been a consistent figure and a supportive figure? It just makes sense. It's what any child would do that's lost their mother if they have a good relationship with their mother. I know some people don't, but if you have a good relationship with your mother, you would do anything you could to have her in your life, and you would take any risk and any sacrifice necessary to ensure that you could bring her back once more. I am excited to see Lost again. I think she's going to crop up in the next episode. I think essentially what we're seeing there is that she's also come to look for the materials for the Philosopher's Stone, and she's going to get it out of him where the location is, and they're heading that way. So we're going to maybe see them come into an interaction at some point, because again, we've been seeing glimpses of them, but we haven't actually seen them interact, even though they were in the same area with Father Canello. Is it Canello? I think so. They still didn't actually meet. So it's going to be interesting when they do meet, because then we'll learn more about what they're up to, what their ultimate goal is. Obviously, their interest is in the Philosopher's Stone too. Likewise, so is Ed and Al. So they're going to be heading down a similar path. But as to what their ultimate ambition is, I don't know. But it's going to be fascinating to watch and see how this plays out Winry, I really want to see more of her in the show. Al and Winry like each other. It's very evident she wouldn't do all this if she didn't care for him. And likewise, he blushes and he does care about her too because he was checking up on her. And yes, it was to do with wanting his arm done as soon as possible, but he was also concerned about her and her staying up all night. So he likes her, and she woke up especially to see them off. So it's just so cute. And the fact that Granny sees them as her family, and Armstrong gets emotional at the fact that she sees them as her family. She's known them since they were born. She's looked out for them when their mother died. She took them in. It's so cute. It's just so cute. And also the fact that they burnt the house down, probably because it's not only the site of the trauma of losing their mother, but also the site of their pain where they lost their bodies essentially. So why would you want to have a monument to pain and suffering? And again, it gives them a reason to push forward because there's nothing to come back to. There's nothing to seek refuge in. But that house was no longer a home. When they lost their mother and they lost their bodies, the house was just a shell. It wasn't what it used to be. So why would they keep a testament to their pain standing? You would burn it down in order to keep pushing forward, to find a way to rebuild your lives disconnected from the very home that you have suffered in. Their father is up to something. Like, their father knows something. I don't think their father just upped and abandoned his family for no reason. I think it's giving that impression, but I think he potentially knows something that is really vital, like really important information. And the only way to protect his sons and his wife was to leave and not return. Because if he lived there, if he was interacting with his family, they would become a target. I think that's the direction they're going to go in because it's making us think like he's a bad guy. He just abandoned his wife and kids. But I think it's because he knows something. He either knows something about the government or he has top secret information that the government wants him to keep hidden because it could be used by the enemies against the government for their own desires. That it could be linked to potentially what the Sins are looking for or what they want to know. And that's why their father is hiding, because if that information gets out, it could reap the destruction of the world as they know it. But yeah, that's where I think that's going. But it would be interesting to see if their father does come into play later on. I think he may do. But for now, that is all I have to say in relation to episode 6. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next time, bye.